we're going to go do a thermostat housing on a we're going to go do a thermostat housing on a 2015 Chrysler 200. It's pretty common for these vehicles to get a P0128 code. They won't reach operating temperature or whatever, and then it throws the code. So it's very common for these thermostats to get stuck. However, the engine coolant temperature sensor is also built into the thermostat housing. So if you replace the housing, you get a new temperature sensor as well. So we're just replacing the housing as well as a new thermostat. And these thermostats have like a spring clip that retains them in there, and they're all one-time use things. So I would just recommend getting a housing. But let's get everything unpacked and then we'll start on this thing. Alright, now that we have everything unpacked, we're going to get started. First thing we're going to do, remove this battery. Two 10s for the battery post and then a 10 for the actual battery tie down. Need a longer extension. There's our battery out. We'll slide our drain pan underneath so we can catch as much coolant as possible. Alright. Now we're going to disconnect and take our PCM off out of the way. Should be 3 10s, I believe. There's a ground strap on this side, so don't forget to put that back. We'll take our connectors off first. You gotta push this in, this right here, and then you can lift this up and just kind of work it slowly back and forth. It'll slowly push itself up and off of there like that. And there's that one off. Do the same for this one. Go. That one's off. Now we can finish taking our PCM off. PCM is off and out of the way. Now, we need to get this out of our way and get this bracket out of our way, and then we'll have a much more access in there to do stuff. So, if I remember correctly, this should have locking tabs on it and one bolt, as well as some wire clips. You gotta take it off. Yeah, there's the clip. take this bolt off in here. It's just another 10 millimeter. And there's another 10 down there we got to take off. Hell, honestly, I wonder if you could just take the battery tray off. I don't know. Let's see. Take that bolt out. This should come up. You got another wire on this other side you got to take out. Two of them. There we go. That's out of our way now. Just lay that to the side. Okay. Now down in there is our thermostat housing. You can finally see it. Down in there. You'll have to take this vacuum pump off, get this hose loosened out of your way, and then you can get down in there on the last bolt. Alright. Let's go ahead and get our main radiator hose off here, our upper. Oh, I hate these clamps. They never want to come off straight. They always want to come off crooked. There we go. Oof, that hurt. Bit me. We need to get a hose pick. Okay, let me get my completely one. My other hose pick. This one. See if this one works better. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. You just want to slide a pick in between there so you can break the seal that develops as these things sit on the surfaces. It kind of develops a natural seal that is quite hard to get loose. So that's why you take a pick and you run it in between there. There. Jesus. You want to route this hose to where it stays up like that so that you don't lose a whole bunch of coolant. Let's get our vacuum pump out of the way. Push this in. Pull that off. Move that up and out of the way. Yeah, we don't want to bend it too much. And then we have 3 bolts that hold this vacuum pump on. Here, here, and then one up at the top. I think they're 13s or 15s. Let's see. 13s. See, there are 2 long ones, 1 short one. The short one goes at the top, and this pump is driven off the cam. So it only goes in and out one way. There we go. That's out. We're going to put our bolts back in the holes and then set this out of the way. 2 long ones, a short one. Put it up there. Okay. Now you can see we can access our sensor and this upper holes and our upper bolts. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect this hose. It should have a push situation going on. Get a grip on it right now. Let's get this disconnected. It's got a red locking tab, and then you just push it in and disconnect it. There you go. I need a longer one than that. Where's all my long screwdrivers? This hose is being a bit of a pain in the booty. We're going to consult the service manual before I break it. Does not tell me how to do it. That's helpful. Okie dokie. I do want a picture. There we go. You gotta squeeze both sides of it, and then it'll come out. Okie dokie. Now we need to remove this hose down here so we can get access to our other hose in the back, and we got a bracket we need to take loose, which one of the bolts for the thermostat housing actually runs through that bracket, but we'll get there when we get there. We already got this disconnected, which is good. Now we need to go after this hose down here, and I think we need to disconnect this hose as well. You just squeeze both tabs in and then pull it off. You gotta squeeze them pretty far in though, so you know it helps to push it in a little bit and then squeeze them. That sometimes helps. Doesn't. These clips suck, just to be honest with you. Usually you have to wind up getting pliers on them. Well, that's not good. The hose came out of its place. Okay. It's not exactly what we want, but we'll deal with it, I guess. Oh, shit. I don't know why that came out. It wasn't even pulling on it. It's like the clamp isn't tight on it or something. So our best bet to get this next hose might be to take all of these power cords loose. They are numbered, so you don't have to worry about like mixing them up. See, 4, 3, 1, and then there's numbers on the actual tabs too. Now with those loose, we have a little bit more room to work around in there. These are the worst style of clamps next to them. Fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck? It won't even go down far enough to fucking clear it. Like, what are we doing here? Past the first one. I can't get it past the bottom one now. What the fuck? trying to say this would be easy because these freaking hoses never want to come off. I hate these clamps so much, and you all can't even see what I'm struggling with. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. We might wind up having to do what the people in the videos do, because this is kind of stupid. How are you even supposed to get to that other bolt over there without, you know, dropping it or some shit? Let's see. I didn't pack any longer 1/4 inch extensions, did I? Oh, there's one. Okay, so this is how it's on there, and the bolt we need to get is underneath there. That's the hardest one to get to. See what we can figure out here. There should be 2 10s and 2 8s. The hard one to get to should be a 10. No, that ain't gonna work. Not going back that way. It sucks because they have a one-time use clamp on this one hose here. I think I'm on it. I think I got it. Let's see. Good Lord, if it's that much of a pain in the ass to get to now, imagine putting it back in. They also want you to remove this shift bracket and everything to get down in there, so maybe that would help. The whole not being able to get in there thing. I think I got it. At least I hope I got it. Now the real trick is going to be getting the socket and the bolt out. We might just leave it in there till we get the whole thing off, and then we'll have to figure out a way to get it back in there, because it's going to be a problem child for sure. We're going to take our 2/8 loose here. There's 1/8 loose. And the other one is up in here. We're going to go ahead and start taking this bracket loose too. So we're going to take this 8 loose for the thermostat, and then there's one more above it that you got to take loose for this bracket. And then I think it's 2 10s against the back there that you also need to take loose. Don't take them out, just take them loose. We got 1 10 left. At least we should have 1 10 left. Okay, there's that 10 out. There's the 8 off the bottom. Now we need to there's a little bracket you need to move out of the way here. Just bend it out of the way. And we also need to get those 10s back there loose. We'll probably just use a wrench on those. Be your easiest bet. There we go. Now that bracket should be loose. It is. So we can actually move our thermostat around. Now let's get this bottom bracket bent out of the way. This little bottom thing for the hose down here. Just need to bend it like that. And now our thermostat housing is loose. You can pull it out a little bit so we can get easier access to our bolt and our socket. We're gonna have to dig out of here. Shit. I see it. We'll have to get it. We need to remove this little retaining thing. It just pops up and out, and then this whole thermostat will come out. So let's go ahead and pop that out with a pick. This is a bit big of a pick. I might have to get a smaller one. Nope, we're good. You just want to pop one side up, and then you can just pull it out with your fingers. Put it somewhere you don't lose it. It looks like this. And So you could just disconnect this and leave that upper hose alone, but if you take it loose, it gives you more room to get this out. And there we go. Thermostat off. Now we need to get our nut and bolt out of there. It's been about an hour-ish. Where's our new one at? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Take a picture with our new one. Okay. So let's fish our nut and so if you change this thermostat, you have to push this down and pull this and this spring out, and then you can pull your thermostat out. Make sure it's angled the right way. You can see down in there, there's I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bypass in them that needs to go in the right place, and it needs to face this way, so towards your upper radiator hose. Okay, so we need to get our nut, bolt, and socket out of there. Going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. I got the bolt and I dropped my socket. Holy shit, it's way down in the abyss. What do we do? Cry about it. Oh my god, I think it's gonna be gone. I think it belongs to the car now. My humble Caucasian opinion, I don't think we're gonna get that back. Is that it down in there? I need a light. Oh yeah, I see it down in there. Do I have my magnet? I probably don't. Knowing my luck. I see no magnet in here. I see no magnet there. Sugar and spice. Everything nice. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this socket out tonight. Son of a bitch. I don't even know what that was that just fell. If I could just get my hand down in there, I could get the motherfucker. But I can't get my hand down in there because everything's so tight. Like, what the fuck? Son of a bitch. Sucker. I just want my socket. That's all I want. Just my socket. Biscuit. We got her. We got her, boys. Our fishing expedition paid off. Okay. So, we're going to have to stick that bolt in there and get it in its home before we tighten anything else down. So, should be one of the 10s. Pretty sure this is a 10. Let me just double check. Yeah. Okay. And these have an O-ring on them. That's how they seal. Oh yeah. We'll put that hose on after. Okay, that's close to where it needs to be, so I'm going to put another bolt in to hold it in place while I try and figure out how to spin this one in a few turns. Again, you can't really see what I'm doing here. We're operating by feel, not by sight. I think we missed. Yeah, we missed. Oh, make sure our bolt's still in there. Oh, there's so much shit in the way. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Fuck my left hand being so stubby. I had to cut my fingertips off. Tighten this down. Now it shouldn't move so fucking much. Maybe I can get down in there and on it now. Come on. Play nice. Shit. Come on. I wish I could just feel it. Maybe I should put the socket and shit on it when I put it in there. Holy fuck. I could not find this thing. I'll act like I wasn't using an 8mm socket that whole time. That's a whoopsie on my part. Probably help to use the right socket to get on the bolt. Well, maybe I'm on it. I can't tell. I can't get a finger in there to really know. Holy shit, I wish this hose could just go. It's in the way. But of course, there's no way to remove it because they gotta use a one-time clamp. Now I see why people were shit talking this fucking thing. This is stupid. Absolutely stupid. Try and do that to keep it from moving. Tighten it up a little bit. There. Now it shouldn't rock side to side. I would try a swivel, but I don't think a swivel would reach in there. I doubt that's it, but we'll see. Oh my god, these wires are all in the damn way. Yeah, I don't think I'm on it. God damn it. This hose just needs to move. I wish I could see what I was doing so I could actually see how close I am to the bolt and what needs to happen. But no. Okay, I know for a fact I'm on that bolt now. Okay, we're on the bolt. I think we're tight. I think we got it. Oh, my socket. Shit. My socket's still in there. But I think we got it tight. Fell down in that same place again. Shit. Didn't want it to come off, to be honest. I wanted it to stay on there. Because I wanted to hand check the tightness of it. Come on. We have an open end facing us, so we should be able to slide my long pliers in there. Grab it. There we go. Okay, we fished that out again. Oh, my back. Okay. Now we need to get our 8s. We need to take this bottom one out so that we can move this bracket back where it needs to be. And we need to put our nuts back on these studs in here somehow, some way, some form. Okay. unscrew it. Doesn't want to go back on. We won't put it back on. Okay, we're tight. We're good to go on that front. Now we just need to get our hoses all back in here, back together. Tighten this bracket back down up here. We'll be good to go. Reconnecting these hoses is going to be much easier than it was taking them off, so you don't really have to worry about fighting that. Let's get these bolts back here tight. Those should be good and tight now. Everything with that is tight. I'm going to use my phone and take a peek one more time at the underside of this. Make sure that bolt is flat, and it looks flat. Okay. Should be good to start reconnecting hoses now. Let's see, we'll put our sensor on. That's on. Reconnect this coolant hose. That hose is reconnected. Now we're going to put this hose back on. We're going to stick our clip in here before we stick it on. That way it just clips on. So, let's see. Like that. And then we'll come in here and we'll stick it back on there. You gotta get it to clip on there, so there we go. That should be on, and then it is. Okay, all those hoses are back on. We're going to put our vacuum pump back on. We need to run this tube. This is a degas tube. It runs back to the top of the sensor, like that. And now we need to put our vacuum pump back on. Your vacuum pump is driven by your camshaft, and it has these teeth that need to align down in there. So as long as you didn't really move it when you took it out, it should go in there pretty easily. So let's get her up in there. Align our bolt holes. Put our O-ring. Back on there. Okay, it's in there now. Start tightening our bolts here. Our top bolt in. All right. Alright, all those are tight now. Reconnect this hose back to it. There we go. Alright. We'll reconnect our battery cables here. 3 and 4. One is right there. 3 and 4. One. Okay, the battery cables are reconnected back to that. We're going to reconnect our main coolant hose here. There we go. Let's put that clamp back on. You really want to realign it back the way it came off. That way it seals properly. These clamps are horrible about that. That's why I hate them. So you really want to try and get it on there the way it came off. we go. Okay, that's back on there. Alright. Put this back in here. God damn it. Our wire clips back in. We need to stick our 10mm back in this little box here. There we go. Those are back on. Stick our PCM back in there. Get it bolted back on. Make sure we put our ground strap back on here. Don't forget that. And then we put our nut on top of that. And then just be gentle with these connectors, just slowly work them on there. There we go, there's that one. There's that one. Now we need to stick our battery back in here. disconnect our battery. Tighten our battery clamps down. Pop that back on there. Now it's time to fill it up with coolant. And make sure the thermostat opens and all that good jazz. So there we go. We got that open. Does he have coolant in the car? Yes, he does. Ugh. Alright, now we're going to start the car, turn the heat on full, let it warm up, make sure there's no leaks. On full blast. Temp all the way up. Mode that. Done. Now we just let it warm up. While we get all of our tools and all that stuff all packed up. I don't see anything dripping from there. Well, if I see any leaks, I'll let you know.